All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have been asking for the spiciest of takes. You've been asking for the altcoin narratives that will make 2024 shake in its boots. I'm a person that can provide some of that, but let's be honest. I'm not the guy. I'm not the crypto gaming expert that could provide the juiciest of juiciest narratives. That man is here with us today. We've kidnapped him. His name is Hustlepedia, and he's welcoming us to rate the top crypto gaming narratives for 2024. This is the first time we're ever doing this, right? Like in just the history of crypto, first time rating something.
Yeah. Let's run it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
You're one of the only gaming YouTubers out here in crypto that like also covers the altcoins at a level that I feel like I kind of do.
Is competent.
Yes, most people just play the games, but I like both. That's why we're here, right?
I mean, the thing is, we can't just be the person that is good at covering altcoins, because I would say you're much better than me at covering altcoins. It's just fact. I'm more of the jack of all trades, where I'm going to go ahead and do a schizo post every now and then, just roasting people about specific things. If I can actually share my screen over here. I'm taking this off, and I'm putting this one over here. All right, here we go. I was just going out there yesterday, and I was yelling at every crypto gaming developer with my little schizo post saying, crypto gamers say I can't game. I've defeated victims. I called them victims, the people that challenged me.
They are. I mean, you're cracked on the sticks or on the keys.
On the keys, I do have sticks, but this is for when I play with my girlfriend. I was playing It Takes Two recently. I would heavily recommend it. Very fun game. But no, I play with this little thing. So
yeah.
It's a fun one. It's a fun one. If you're playing wired, by the way, you got to get out of there. It's a toxic relationship that the faster you get out of being a wired person with your mouse, the better for you. Anyway, so yeah, I did this challenge and we ended up kicking a bunch of people's asses. But then I was realizing, what about the altcoins? What are the altcoins doing? So this is why we have you here, Hustle, today. We got the people here. We got people bullish on multiple narratives. I know we've been talking a lot about GambleFi very recently as well. I know that that's a big narrative. Before we even get into this tier list, I'm going to throw you a curveball. So I've been looking at China recently, at some news over in China, in regards to their app stores and how they're handling the mobile gaming business. I looked into this documentary that talked about first purchasers' demise in mobile gaming, where every time you start a mobile game, you run into this really cool offer that says, oh, for $1, you get 500% value. Oh my God. And then you buy it. All of a sudden, you're starting to think about spending money because you want to keep getting value on your investment at that point, right? Even though you initially wanted to play the game just because it was free to play. Well, China said, screw you. You can't do that anymore. So I'm thinking a lot of these crypto games are putting wager components in their games. Is there a possibility that China and the greater sphere ends up banning that kind of system? Are we worried about this?
It could be a risk that it could, get some sort of legal action taken against it. But what they typically say is if it's a game of skill and not a game of luck, that's where I think the line is drawn in the legal perspective. So we'll see. If there's wagering inside of games, it just depends on if the game has no skill bearings at all, or if it's a skill-based game. That's kind of what I've heard from developers too, who are doing like basically gambling inside the games.
So it's just a win scenario or a thune,
or terminology,
or I pray.
Who can manipulate their docs to say that they don't have random gambling?
No, it's not gambling, guys. It's just in-game currency that you earn that you can eventually turn into real currency.
Exactly.
That's all these damn games. Anyway, so we've got a tier list here. It goes all the way from 10x to 100x. Hustle knows all these tokens. I didn't even tell him beforehand. So that's how you know he knows what he's talking about. We're going to be going through all these. He's going to be rating them. If you want to, you can give them a double rating. We're going to just be talking a lot of smack about random narratives too that are really hot. Some of them are really boring. For example, I don't think meme coins are that hot right now. I might be wrong. I know people were talking about used cars and stuff. But gaming as a narrative, spicy. Very spicy.
Used cars.
You saw it, didn't you?
I saw it. Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. I love that. I've got to do that. I just got to grab something random and just run with it.
I know. I got to find one that resonates with me and just ride that thing.
Just ride that shit.
Man.
All right, let's start with it. So What are your thoughts on FLOKI? Not FLOKI Inu, FLOKI.
Yeah, FLOKI. I don't know. I can't get behind it that much, and it's a huge
Really?
market cap for what it is. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me. What do we think this is gonna hit? Like a couple billion? Couple billion?
I mean, it did last time.
5 billion maybe.
Last time I think it hit 2 billion, right? At all-time highs or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I didn't follow FLOKI back then. I just wasn't really into like meme coins, but I don't know. Has it always? My question to you: has it always been this fully diluted? Like,
yes, essentially.
So
I know they
never
burned
been
a lot of tokens, like a
Yeah.
metric ton. There was a burn narrative going around somewhere around 2 years ago. They switched really hard on that, and then they rebranded to FLOKI, which is where we have the FLOKI we have today. So it's interesting. They're trying to do Valhalla. Have you played Valhalla?
No, I haven't.
So you don't know the perspective on that. Right now it's a browser game. It lags though. It has some optimization issues. They've got a lot.
That's
of
a
work
lot of
to do
games
there.
out there right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason I have a 4090, and trust me, it's not to run games that look beautiful.
It's not the ones that are made by the billion-dollar studios.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's your indie studios that can't fucking optimize their games and are like, I hope you have at least a 3080 in your system to run this thing.
So for
where are we
FLOKI,
gonna put this thing?
I'll go 25x.
Ooh, that's a spicy one. FLOKI right now is at what, 200 million or something like that?
Yeah, so that'd be 5 billion.
Ooh, a 5 billion market cap.
And you got to think, like, we saw Pepe hit 1.6 out of nowhere. We saw Bonk hit 1.6 out of nowhere.
We did.
We know when the euphoria comes through the door, retail doesn't care. They're just hopping into this type of stuff. I think 10x could be selling short. It might be between 10 and 25.
We could stare at the chart and then just manifest something. That's what we have to do. Please, chart, come back to me.
All-time high price.
We'll leave it there. All right, next one. You've been talking about this one. I didn't have this on my map until you talked about it. It's Altura. So this one's an NFT launchpad, right?
In a way, they're like a SDK. They help games kind of like get marketplaces in their game like natively, not have to rely on outside marketplaces. They help Web 2 games move into Web 3. They're kind of just like a plug and play solution that people can use and kind of just actually really optimize certain features of the Web 3 side without having to have the headache of like coding, hiring devs, etc.
Yeah, but don't quite a few of these exist nowadays? Like G Swift is building on an SDK. I know
Definitely they do. I think that we need to see more like G Swift. I love the product. I think that they're doing some cool stuff, but I think it's right now it's just a concept. We haven't really, it's not in action.
This is true.
So like Altura actively, they just put Wagmi Games Marketplace out last week. So like they're pushing through with, the real games at the moment in time, which I like. And the market cap's small, which is another thing I really like.
This is true. 39 million is very small in this space. You breathe, you get listed somewhere, and then all of a sudden you're at 1 billion. So
yeah, and they're only on like I would say T3 exchanges like BitGet, Gate.io. They're not really on anything that has that super high liquidity like a Bybit, a Coop.
They're on the shitcoin exchanges. Let's be honest.
They'll get there, and they'll get there.
What it is. Yeah.
Personally, I would bracket this also in I would bracket this in 25x.
Ooh, I thought you were gonna be a little bit more bullish on this one. You
don't
think you can hit a billy?
That's tough. That's a 20. Well, that's a 25x from here.
I think a little bit more, but yeah, we'll just categorize it 25.
It is a 25x from here. Do you do the thing where you rate them above other? Like, if I think
yeah,
Altura is better than FLOKI.
Above.
All right, so I think Altura is better than FLOKI personally.
Boom! Get out of here, FLOKI. And one that I don't know if you think is better, but I have mixed opinions on ApeCoin. What do you think about ApeCoin?
Can you have like a
rank tier? I don't think this is going anywhere tier. Fucking
no. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we can add it right now on the fly.
You have to, because there are some tokens here. I don't think. Yes.
Why are the colors red? The colors make no sense on this thing. Okay. Anyway, there is a rank tier now. Well, why?
Yeah, that works.
Tier? Okay, we're putting it there. Do we talk about it or we just move on?
Man, I don't know. If you're investing in ApeCoin thinking it's gonna get you somewhere, I don't know.
Do you think it was just the bag holders from
the airdrop bag holders? Yeah. Why do you think the price has only been down ever since. I know we were in a bear and everything, but has there
This
been
is
any
clinical.
has there been any relief on that chart? None.
You're actually right. You know, there's been nothing. So are there unlocks for this, or was it just the airdrop? Because how does this keep going down?
There are VC funds a little bit backing it. Yeah.
So they have unlocks. Okay, that makes sense.
There are unlocks on Ape.
So there's VC unlocks on an airdropped coin. That's
yeah, they raised money. Animoca is in. A couple other VCs are some of the big name VCs. I mean, they raised a lot of money actually.
They're screwed. All right. Hope they got their ROI when it was at $20.
That's we call that a VC extract token.
Yeah, a VC extract token. That's very accurate. A lot of these here will probably be very similar as well.
Yeah. Aurory, I actually really like, and I like teams who have never slowed down. So like they launched last cycle, and they did. Even though the price got beaten to shreds, they've been developing like crazy over this time period. And obviously everyone knows they have a huge treasury. Like they have a lot to build with here. I really like that. 17 million circulating market cap, and it's underneath Solana. When Solana cooks, I think this one could cook. Oh man.
That's what I'm saying. But the thing is, this thing just dumps whenever I call it. Like, whenever I decide to buy this thing, it just decides nope.
So I think there's going to be too much sell pressure on the way up from underwater. The problem with the last cycle tokens, underwater investors will just take what they can out as it moves up. And it's going to just kind of like beat the price down. Buyers, sellers, just kind of like in this battle of profit takers / like underwater investors. And then the new people who are trying to ride it up. I think that could maybe limit how much this could do. A 25x on this for the circulating or for the diluted is a 2.5 billion. I don't know. I don't even know. Is that reasonable? I don't know.
Well, there are some FTVs that if we just go around and look,
last cycle the FTVs were crazy. I mean, Axie Infinity was worth 50 billion diluted.
It's kind of wild that the FTV is still this crazy. I'm assuming that people earn the aurory token in the game, right?
Yeah, and maybe I don't know the vesting of the early tokens, but I bet you it's long vesting clearly.
Clearly, right? So that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, not a bad thing, but those unlocks could kind of put pressure on the price here, whereas the other two tokens are FLOKI's diluted and Altura is already like 75% circulating. I hate to say it. I'm going to say 10x.
Oh my god. Aurory people are in shambles.
But I'm just
bag holders are in shambles. They will never hit all-time highs. No, I mean, that's a fair take, honestly. It's going to be hard for Aurory. I like their game. I've played Seekers of Tokane. It's a lot. It's a lot they're going to have to battle with.
All-time highs $22. Do we...
the thing is, they don't even have to hit all-time high to be a successful project.
That's another thing I think is important for people to know. All-time highs, you shouldn't be judging that from the last cycle. It needs to be market cap. Like the market cap when it launched, it was completely different than what it is today. It's just so much different than it is today. And now with like the dilution, etc., the ball game changes a bit. And I think it's going to be just harder for it to hit $10 than it was to launch and hit $22.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And Aurory, hopefully you get that 10x. AXS. So have you looked into the Axie homeland situation?
I've seen nothing but negative sentiment.
Yes. They said that apparently Axies are beginning to look like Kevins. And these are some of the biggest supporters in the Axie Infinity ecosystem. If you know about Kevin, very infamous figure, beautiful man. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. And so I think they're going to have to do another iteration. Bunch of people were paper handing and panicking about AXS. So take on AXS. Could they come back?
So the only reason that I wouldn't be completely just like overly bearish on this is the people who come back from last cycle who don't pay attention. They're still going to think Axie Infinity is good. They're still going to think, I remember that. And that's like that's where the bull case could be for stuff like a Gala, a Sandbox, an Axie. There's not, majority of people don't live in the weeds like we do every day. And like oh, this one's improving in quality. This one's going down in quality.
Obsessed.
This one messed up. This one is ruining their game or their community or whatever the case is. Like, we're the ones that know all that stuff. The retail investors are going to come back in, and what's on Coinbase? Oh, Axie, all these like main tokens, Decentraland. Oh, that's the metaverse, right? Like, so like it could
the metaverse is going to come back, guys. I swear.
Like, we're probably going to have that type of investor still come through. And if Ronin keeps cooking, this could just cook as a byproduct.
It could be an IP play. It might not even be Axie Infinity Origins that is the thing that gives them the adoption they need anymore.
So, and on a logical perspective, this is not 25xing, because that would be their bull run all-time high. That was 50 bill market cap.
And we know why they were buying it.
Yeah.
More Axies.
Yeah. That was 50 billion at the top there on the diluted market cap.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say 10x. It could 10x. It could.
But I think it could hit previous all-time high if they figure out the IP situation. 100%.
100.
They figured it out.
Hang on. What's the all-time high?
It's like 10 billion, something like that.
Oh, but that was circulating though.
Yeah, circulating.
Are
we looking at FDVs? FDVs are gonna have crazy price predictions.
Well, that's why I'm more bearish than I guess all-time highs, because I think that 2 bill, and there's gonna be a lot of sell pressure from like or there's a lot of unlocks that come through on this one as well.
This is true.
Like, price wise, it definitely will never hit all-time highs again. $160. That's a 20x from here. So like I said, that would be like 40 bill. That's not happening.
Holy shit. It's not happening. So what do we do with this thing?
But I'm not going to be Axie. I'm not going to be Axie hater. I'll give it a 10.
You're going to get completely destroyed. Yeah, come on.
I'm not going to.
You can't fade it. We know what happened with Stash. You don't want to repeat this.
I've done it before on Stash's show though. He had a wrecked tier, and I put it in the wrecked tier.
And then all of a sudden, this thing just comes out of the ashes.
Oh, you forget that they had.
Like, there's no way Axie hits all-time high.
Yeah, no.
Don't say that. They're gonna put this fucking clip 10 months down the line. This thing's gonna be at $300. Everybody's gonna wake up in the morning with Axie merch next to them. Don't doubt
Nathan's right. I'm on your side, Nathan. This will never hit all-time highs again. And if it does, I quit crypto.
Clip it and ship it. All right, Beam. Let's get to the next one.
Oh, the Ronin community's already clipping it. Don't worry.
I was not involved with the process of creation of this conversation. All right, so Beam. Infrastructure project. So this one's a spicy one. This is a new one. Well, technically new. It's an old project.
Migration new. Yeah.
Migration new.
Yeah, like, once again, the market caps are just really high. And I hate like the idea that this could be a $25 billion project, but it could. Like, actually, Beam kind of could. I feel like they actually do have some of the makings to get there. Like, I think they do more than a 10x in the full cycle. That's where I have I'd be in the middle ground somewhere. I could see 10 billion from Beam. I really could, because I could see 30 billion from IMX based off their public sentiment. Like, these valuations.
IMX is a really interesting conversation when we get.
It is. We will. Man, tough again, because like on my tier list that I've done with like this is an S tier token in my opinion. Top tier. If you have this in your portfolio, it's low downside, good upside, but it's not going to be the upside that some of these low market cap tokens can present you. So with all this in mind,
one of the more conservative ones.
It's conservative for sure. Like, I don't know that it's $1 billion right now. It's 960.
It's like, already ran up a lot.
Is it really going to be a $20 billion token? Because that would be the 25x. So
it could. I mean, if Bitcoin hits ludicrous numbers, who knows, right?
If Bitcoin goes to seven figs,
right?
Yeah.
Maybe not $1 million, but 200, 300K. Hey, you never know.
I'm very bullish on Beam. And the optics on the outside will probably say, oh, why did you have it so low? But I think my reasoning is pretty sound. I just think this is one of those that if you want exposure to gaming, you have it in your portfolio. I'd put it at the top. I'd put it at the top of the 10x. This is not going to be the one that completely just changes your life as far as like, oh, I got in so early. It launched at like 600 mil. So even at a 6 bill, it's just a 10x. So
I mean, At least you're getting into boring cryptocurrencies that won't make you broke in a day. And there's a lot of cryptos here that will make you broke very quickly. So you gotta be careful.
There are levels to it, man. Like the security that you can have by investing in a beam rather than 5 million market cap degen game that could or couldn't make it. You're taking big time different risks there.
Yeah, infrastructure projects, they're very boring, but at least you're gonna be around for hopefully the next cycle. All right,
yeah, that's my strategy. I have the big stuff, the infrastructure that I just set and forget for the next cycle, and then there's the lower plays that I'm kind of trading off narratives and stuff like that, or future growth.
I think the only time I touched Beam was when I had to use their chain to get this. It was like Rainy or something, Rainy Studios.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they launched there. They were the first token there. No one uses that chain right now. No one uses it. But
they say they market big transaction numbers. I don't know what's going on. They do.
I don't know how, but I looked at the transaction hashes for Rainy. It's just not a lot there. Not a lot of volume. But I assure you, in the future, hopefully that ends up changing. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, big time. So this one's been a big one. I mean, this one ran up to $1 at some point. I don't know how they did it, but it happened. It was a shocker.
It was 4 billion diluted at that time too.
Very big shocker, because I didn't think this was possible. I thought we weren't getting a run on big time. There are too many emissions and it's over. But then they changed the economy very recently over the past month or two, and they cut emissions drastically, very drastically. So people are earning a lot less from actually having hourglasses. And so the token ran up a lot. So it's very interesting to see it. It's stabilizing. What do we think? Can big time possibly have a Moon Boy run? Or is this one just going to stay here for the rest of eternity?
It got to 4 billion very easy, but they had that huge launch campaign and the listing campaign. If you look at the exchanges, they're on literally everything already. So like, once again, like, I hate to be bearish on one of the better games in the space, but probably 10x, 18 billion diluted. Like,
that is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Maybe screw big time. Do you know anything about the economy, the NFTs?
Yeah, much better. I think getting into the game and the economy is the better play. What if I got a time warden? Can
my time warden 25x?
In the bull, for sure. When this token goes up, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
So we're going to be putting it at a 10x.
It's the same thing as Peg Axie, Krabata, Axie. When the token runs, the in-game assets go with it.
Always, always, always. I remember getting a Pega for like $70. Those ran up to almost 2,000. Yeah. And then the token in the same period, I think it only 10x. It didn't go up as crazy. So the NFTs usually are better in these situations.
In the right economies, in the right games, you get in on those in-game assets while the token's kind of picking up steam, you're going to crush it.
Yeah. So do we put it behind the AXS, or?
I would. I'd put it above AXS, below aurory. I think aurory has higher X potentially.
Sounds good. All right, let's get through it. Cornucopias.
I think this one could shock some people personally. It's really not that, like, 65 million full circulating. The diluted's not too crazy.
3-4x around there.
Yeah, like the diluted is like 3 or 4x of the circulating market cap. I'm bullish on cornucopias. I think the one problem is the outward marketing. Not even a lot of people pay attention or know what they're doing, which is also a problem. Like, so the marketing gets a little better, and I think this one could probably. There's going to be so many tokens in the 10x category, for Christ's sakes.
It's okay. It's okay. It's your opinion.
Yeah, like, let's just be real. Like, I don't know that just because someone's building a Web3 game, they're not all going to hit $1 billion market cap. Now, the circulating could get there. I'd put this in the 10x category. Okay. I'd put it below I'd put it below big time.
There we go. Copy. I mean, I like their game. Their racing simulator or whatever was really fun. And I'm sure they're going to build it out like Star Atlas, where they have a bunch of mini games, sections over time. Obviously a bit different, right? But I'm excited for it. I'm excited for what Copy does. I don't know what's going to happen with the asset itself and file nodes and everything in between.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's an interesting experiment, which I think is what's fun with it. And I agree. I mean, obviously, look at the volume. It just speaks for itself. So hopefully they get more people with it. So Decentraland.
F.
Anyway, decimated. What do we think? What do we think about decimated?
I think you tend to agree then, yeah?
Dude, it's like the only reason I played it was for Ice Poker. Ice Poker has its own token if you wanted to get into it. But even that token, it's what is it? Decimated game? No, decentralized games.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. I don't even know how it's spelled.
Oh,
Decentral
it's
games?
just Decentral Games.
Yeah, this one, DG. This is a token. I mean, I feel like if I'm getting into it, I'm getting into this. But then even then, like, I'm not getting into this.
The one thing that's bullish, I guess, there is that it's fully diluted. So the pumponomics on it could be very well.
This is true. This is true. Maybe the Metaverse Moon Boys will come and save it.
I
don't know if they're going to choose Sandbox or Decentraland. They chose both last cycle. So hopefully it pays off for mana holders. Maybe they forgot the bag. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, Decimated.
Decimated. I really like this game. I got some play test keys. Yeah, I got some play test keys recently, and it's a great game. Now,
okay.
Another thing is the marketing here. I think they need to ramp up getting in front of people and getting more creators in the game and actually playing it. But truly, I think that this token could 25x at the 14 million market cap. That's, my math isn't too, that's like 400 mil circulating. That's not even like preposterous in a full-blown bull cycle.
No,
so
it's not that crazy.
Like, it really isn't. It's underneath Solana. That's another big thing for me. Solana ecosystem is gonna run so hard if Solana gets up in those 200, 300, 400, probably more. We'll probably see more from Solana. And I genuinely think the games underneath it are gonna be some of the best investments. I think Decimated 25x for me.
I feel like we're the same human being. But anyway, I'm just gonna slap it there. Is it behind FLOKI?
For public perspective, sure. Yeah.
I guess that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Retail.
It just doesn't have marketing right now. That's the problem. Like, I've been reached out to by the team, but like, there's no marketing. Unless you got the marketing, you ain't got the people, the eyes.
Look, we all know in this space, it's unfortunate, but whoever has the hype in their court, they are running the game at this point.
Even if the project is incredible, if they don't have the marketing, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, which is stupid. But
oh, is Domi next?
Yes, Domi Online. So this one had an announcement. I think you might know about it because you're a little bit hyped to talk about it.
I'm very bullish on Domi.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think they're gonna have a release of something. Maybe it's their beta, their alpha, their something. Maybe it's the full release in the next
early game release.
Yeah, that's what it is. Early game release. Pretty damn soon. Something in March. So it's on my radar-ish. Obviously, it's had a bit of a price pump since the announcement, just like 50% casually, right? So yeah, this one's a runner. I was really confused when it ran because, I mean, in my perspective, it looked dead for a very long time. And then all of a sudden, AVAX stuff started mooning. And then everybody was bullish on Domi. So what's your perspective?
Yeah, like one thing I pay attention to, I'll follow a few people in each ecosystem. You know, Ron maxis. I'll follow some Avalanche maxis, some Soul maxis. That way I kind of hear all the takes, right? Yeah. I want to hear all the perspectives. That way I'm not too biased. And before the Avalanche narrative hit, all the AVAX guys were like, Domi, Domi, Domi. And at first I'm like, nah, there's better game. You know, like
that's what I thought too. Yeah.
There's better games, but it definitely proved that Domi was a play whenever Avalanche narrative came around, and it did what it did, right? So I think there's rumors, or not even rumors. I think they're going to be working with Beam. They got the Avalanche narrative. They've got the subnet narrative with Beam. I don't know. I don't want to. 50x is high, but man,
are they the first?
Like, what did it even do from the bottom there?
That looks like somewhere around a 20x.
To the top, it was like, yeah,
to the top.
That was a 20x right there. Like,
just like that, yeah. So
the
you missed that boat.
The pumponomics here, I think, are strong, and like the community's strong. I'm gonna be real. I think Domi's a first 50xer.
Damn, even from here, that's 100xer from the bottom over there. So, hey, bag holders feeling good right now. Anyway, someone's asking where's Ron. We'll get to it, buddy. Don't worry. All right, Echelon Prime.
Echelon Prime, very bullish, but the market cap's already decent.
Is it Prime? Yeah, I think it is.
this was an S tier token to me. I think it is a top tier Axie style token when we hit the next run, especially Parallel Colony, the AI game. I think
that's cool.
Ooh, that could crush it whenever it comes out. Have a big narrative and run up this token even more. But you have to look at the ammunition. There's no more exchanges to list on. No more big, they're on Coinbase, Bybit, maybe Binance, but Binance has kind of taken a reputational knock over the last year, I would say. There's no the game launch on the AI side. Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're still doing pretty damn well.
Yeah. Well, just like public sentiment, I feel like a little lower.
Well, CZ's gone, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I have to pay respects.
I guess you're right. Pay respects.
Pay respects.
But yeah, this one 945 or 985 million fully diluted. Easy 10x.
Is it
easy
per round?
10x? See, Colin's right on the money somewhere. Programs to $111.
I mean, I got into this one at $3. Let's fucking send it. Give it another 10x.
Put this at the top of 10x for me, though.
Ooh, get out of there, Beam. All right. Okay.
10x gives it 90, so he's close. 111, 90. It's right there.
Engine
F.
Gala. What do you think about Gala?
For me, Gala really shot themselves from one of my favorite projects in the space to one of my most despised because of the way.
I also agree because the content creator that they kicked out.
Yeah, I know. I really like that guy too. Bad move. But man, they've just made some moves that I don't agree with. They're just too Web 2. They're too scared to promote the crypto stuff, and we all know how this space is. If you're not it's just not going to work. And I don't even feel good about putting them in the 10x tier.
Oh my god!
Look at the projects down. Prime Beam.
Respects? I mean, are they had a pump? Doubled the price kind of in this little run. When it died and catered because of the lawsuit news, remember that?
All right, so out of the 30 games on their website, how many are good?
Well, there are good games, but then they run into the same issue that Decimated runs into, where there's zero marketing. They just forget about its existence.
There you go.
Gala is a publisher, so
my issue is Gala will push a game out and then never talk about it again after a while,
even if the game's good, which is tragic.
It's wild to me. I don't know. I feel like they're diluting themselves so much inside their ecosystem that it's hard. I don't know. You could probably they're still a good product overall. So put it at the bottom of 10x.
I mean, maybe we don't care about the games. Maybe it's films, music, and the chain. Maybe that's the big thing, right? You never know.
I don't think that anyone's investing in Gala for film.
I don't think so either, but you never know. You never know.
Hey, I'm just telling it how it is here.
All right, GFAL.
How
does this one do what it does? How?
This when it ran, it actually made no sense to me.
It just kept going up. It pissed me off, actually.
People were shilling it in my chat. I'm I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't really see it. And it just kept going. Yeah. But then if you look at the time period of the top, what month is the top?
Well, when the Moon Boy run was going, right?
Yeah. But they made a bigger move before. Once the Moon Boy time started, look from May to September. Look at that growth.
Yeah, they were having good growth either way. I don't know how they did it. They just killed it. And I never hear about them on Twitter. They just exist.
No, never. Nobody talks about GFAL, which is wild to me. Personally, 10x is a 3.4 billion diluted.
Yeah. I mean, will it hit that 3.4 billion by 2025? I don't know.
And it's probably already not. From the bottom, what would that be? That's like a 7x.
Yeah, something like that.
So that would that's a 70x from the bottom. And there are unlocks here every single month. 10x for me. Not even in a I missed it perspective. I don't care that I missed that run. We've caught plenty playable games. Shout out.
Yeah.
But
that was nice.
I'll go above Axie.
All right, let's put it right there.
I think it has higher upside than Axie, given what it's done.
And it's also much smaller, so doesn't need to
Yeah.
run as much. Okay.
Yeah.
So G Swift, this one's gonna be a toughie because this one hasn't stopped running. So I mean, it's kind of hard to give it a crazy price prediction. I would have given it maybe 100x or back all the way down here, but these days she had a 32 million.
And she had a
$116 million.
Look at that diluted.
Yeah.
So like, and like I said, they're kind of just like a concept right now. The modular chain, the launcher's live. It works really well, but there's not a lot of games on it. They're bringing in more games, more partners, stuff like that. Man, I don't want to be bearish on G Swift. I love the team. I love what they're doing. But can I really see do it? It's not going to do more than a 10x from here. And here's why I'm going to say that. The token unlocks. Look at there's 1.5% of the tokens circulating. Now,
yeah,
early investor tokens begin vesting in March. So that sell pressure is coming through the door here very soon. But the one thing that people have, I might be conservative on some things with the 10x's, but in a full-blown bull market, nobody cares about token unlocks. Nobody.
No, they don't.
So retail won't care. G Swift's a great looking project. So it could be a little higher. I'm going to go 10x for safety perspective.
Where are we going to put it?
Right below Beam.
All right, let's put it right there. Yeah, I think she's a strong one. G Swift has been a fun project. I've talked to G Swift before. They're very active in the space as well, and they have decent coverage. So, considering the market cap, right?
They have good sentiment. They have good
sentiment. Yeah. Okay. One that might not have as good sentiment, but I think is actually not bad. Gods Unchained.
I would actually put it at the bottom of 10x. Truly.
Okay. Do you think anything has changed with Gods Unchained? Because they have done some updates, but
so my thing, I think IMX, there'll always be the flagship game of IMX. The reason I say that, they're the first mover. When people are going to think of IMX, they're always going to think of Gods. If you've been here, it's the same thing with Ronin and it's the same thing with Ronin and Axie. And I know Brotokes is right that there's an ecosystem fund that is locked, but there are a lot of early investor tokens that are going
there's still a good amount. Yeah.
Hit the market. Yeah.
You'd be surprised what 1.5% can do to a chart.
I've seen some projects that start like this on the diluted perspective, like the difference, and it just never goes well. But I'm bullish on G Swift. I have nothing wrong with G Swift. 100%. I think Gods could 10x if IMX, not Axie, if IMX does numbers in the next cycle. They're the only game doing more than 500, 1,000 transactions a day on IMX. So currently,
so not even Wagmi gets it or illuvium.
Not that it's not registered, at least. If you go to a DApp radar or something like that, and you look at the highest activity games, I mean, Gods laps everything else as far as transactions. Now, maybe I could talk to the Wagmi guys and see if they could give me some data, but I think Gods isn't dead.
Guys. Come on.
I think Gods is one of those games. The TCG genre is one of those that it has trouble dying. People still play Splinterlands. People still play Gods. People play Parallel. And the reason is they love the lore, and there's certain intricacies about each card game that an enthusiast kind of falls in love with. So I just deem it as a project that won't die.
Yeah, I mean, I played the game quite a bit. I even invested into some cards. I ended up losing money on it, but I had a lot of fun playing the game. I could see why people would obsess over this game as someone that would be a fan of Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone. So I see that. And another game that's building on IMX that had a lot of hype back in 2021, making a bit of a comeback, Guild of Guardians.
Oof. Guild of Guardians. The maxis are going to hate me.
The chart.
But I'm going to... Yeah, it looks good. It does. It could crush it, but I know that they bought a lot of their numbers.
They do. They really do.
They did a Discord thing a while ago after advertising 300,000 wait list, and there was 82 participants in this Discord thing.
Let's go.
Yeah, Brotokes is the man. I've seen him over in my chat as well.
Oh, yeah?
He's awesome. He's a good guy. He throws good takes in there.
Let's go.
Good man as well. Guild of Guardians, I just don't know that the metrics line up, but it's the sentiment's high, right? It's one thing you can't deny. People do think kind of highly of this, but they've been building for so long. When are they going to freaking launch this thing? I don't know.
I mean, I looked at the gameplay. I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't warrant $80 million. So I don't know.
I know.
Maybe
I
could
don't
be
want to
wrong.
put it. I don't want to put it in F. I don't know that it's a wrecked game, but it's definitely not a 25x game from here.
Should we put a boring tier? let's add more tiers.
Yes, I love it. I actually love it.
This is boring. Okay, let's put it there.
Oh
we made
my
a new tier
God.
specifically for GOG. Let's fucking go. All right,
Oh
illuvium.
my God. Illuvium, too high of a market cap to do anything more than 10 to 20 max.
That radar does blow.
So Mr. D, I'm working on something to try to fix that.
You are?
Just so
Please,
you know.
please get me in there, because it's terrible. It doesn't track anything. I swear. You can't look at the top crypto games. Even pixels hadn't been tracked until maybe yesterday.
Like recently, yeah.
Terrible.
Ridiculous.
Terrible.
Illuvium, the one thing you can say is they're a first mover. They have a lot of community. The community's still sticking with them. A couple issues for me. Like the overworld game is beautiful, but when you're inside of it currently, there's just not a lot to do. Once there is more to do, then and the game's more well-rounded. It's a lot of games are like this though. They give you the presentation, they give you the world, but then there's not like the day-to-day grind activities. And right now, Illuvium doesn't have that in like Overworld, for example. But I love what they're doing. I think what 10x would be 6 billion. And I think it could go between that, maybe at the higher end of 10x.
Okay.
Yeah, higher end of 10x. Like, yeah, let's just go right behind G Swift. The reason G Swift, it has better pumponomics because there are less circulating tokens.
Their real market cap is 484 million. Well, that's like if you have all the total supply out there, right?
600 if it has all the supply out there.
Oh.
But nonetheless, I don't think it's doing more than like a
right.
15x max. So there's not a tier for that. We're going to go 10.
All right, you're sticking it there. IMX.
Oh boy.
I mean, I put this one at a very interesting one last time I did this. I want to hear your take on this.
So like from the bottom, 1 bill, I think was the diluted 25x easy. I think this could hit 25 bill. And the reason being is from a marketing perspective, they are the king of Web3 gaming. They do really well of putting out the messaging that we have 1,000 games coming to IMX, right? But right now, I'm not gonna beat around the bush.
Do you have
IMX it's a bit of vaporware right now. Like there's just not a lot of products on it. And like I'm not coming at them, but the live game count underneath IMX is pretty low. And the transactions on IMX are pretty low. But once games like Illuvium, Ember Sword, potentially Guild of Guardians, all these games launch, the network effect could really ramp up. Man, but from here to call it a 10x, 40 bill on diluted, oof. Oof. Man.
Bitcoin at 500K, let's go.
All right, I'm gonna go 10x, 40 bill fully diluted. Anyone who says I'm stupid, whatever. I'll go for confidence perspectives. I'd put it above Beam, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie.
Let's put it there.
I think IMX will have more adoption than Beam long term. I think Prime is more certain to do it than IMX, so keep Prime top.
That makes sense. Do you have anything after this? We're already 43 minutes in. I think we're missing like 20 tokens.
Okay, so we'll speed run.
All right, speed run. Jewel.
Here. Jewel. Oh, Jewel. 10x. Genuinely, 10x.
Because 10x.
Here's why. Bottom of 10x. The reason being, DeFi farmers and the people who just want yield are always going to be here in gaming. They don't care. They don't care. There always are going to be ROI boys, as we talked about earlier. So yes, give me 10x.
Compete
25x easy.
I haven't found the use case for compete, but I mean, it looks like a cool little game.
So last cycle, if I remember correctly, the cool games, nobody cared about what the token did. So that's a lot of people like utility. What does it do in the game? But at the same time, it's a low enough market cap with a cool enough game that I think it could 25. It's like Domi. Like I don't know what Domi does in the game.
I have no idea what Domi does. Yeah, you're right.
But the pumponomics are there.
Yeah. Sure.
Compete. Put it below. Yeah, right there. Actually, yeah, perfect.
Right, sure. Sounds good. All right. What this Lit Lab game?
Lit Labs. I'd say if I'm correct, yeah, it's a super low market cap. This could 25x.
25x.
Yeah,
Slap it
25x.
on the big
Bottom
boys.
of 25x.
Boom. Do you like Cyber Titans? Have you played it?
No, I haven't played any of their games specifically.
Fair. Me neither. All right.
Okay.
Treasure.
They're thinking about migrating over to Optimism, which I think could be a pretty cool thing for them because XAI games.
They really should, because Zai is already killing it.
They're gonna crush Magic. So, and I don't know if you follow Ryan Wyatt, Fwiz. He went from Polygon over to Optimism recently.
Oh, he went to Optimism? That's why he left?
And he forged a lot of the partners that Polygon, now IMX, basically has because of their collaboration. I'm bullish on Treasure personally, but the market cap, once again, I see this being 5 billion, like a 6 billion if it 25x's? No. So 10x, let's put it below GFAL, above axie.
All right, let's slap it here. Okay, Merit Circle, we're just going to put it on the why is it here. Okay, so we've got CAH, which is Moon Tropica.
That thing's been crushing.
Yes, it has. I think it 10x or something like that recently.
And I don't get it. I just don't think it looks that great. But like I said,
it just keeps going. Why is this happening?
Most people just don't care.
I'm getting destroyed.
Oh
Every time
my
someone
God.
tags me on these posts, I'm like, fuck
But
me.
man, look at the diluted.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about that.
What the heck?
It's only on Uniswap.
Lord. I feel like 10x is too bearish, but then it's a 3 bill. Why should this be 3 billion?
3 billion? I don't know. Peak bull.
10x above axie, below Magic.
All right. Myria.
I'm super bullish on Myria, but like the concerns are definitely valid for a lot of people. Like the chain, it's not really even proven that it's like a real chain. It's just kind of like a transaction mechanism. And I love Myria. Right now, the games just aren't that polished and there's not a lot to do. The one thing I think they have going for them is that cricket game. And the reason I say that is cricket is so big around the world. AB de Villiers Cricket 360. He's like the most popular cricket player of all time, like one of. And it's so big over in Asia and India that, man, and in South Africa, like where my banter team is, like these, the price predictions are low because of the, like, I'm big on market caps though. Like,
yeah.
And I look at the sell pressure that's going to come through. And the thing is, guys, if it goes over our predictions, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Let them be wrong.
For real. Let me be wrong on my 10Xs, please, because I got a lot of them in my stack anyway. Myria, I actually think 25X is realistic because that's a 10 bill.
All right, sounds good.
10 bill for something like this. Gala got to like 20 bill diluted.
Yeah, 20 bill.
It was like 11 bills circulating, 20 diluted at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd put it at the top of this tier, to be honest.
Oh,
and I think that
save for my bags.
I think the cricket game is what's gonna do. I'm serious.
The cricket game. That's so interesting. Yeah, I mean,
from a user perspective, it could bring in the most because of the guy behind it.
100%. All right. Do you know anything about Mythos?
Yeah, obviously. Right, Mythical Games token.
Yep. What happened with this thing?
It's just so under the radar, and nobody really knows or cares that they have a token. And the reason being is they shoot up their front end by there's no Web3. Like they say it's Web3, but there's just nothing that points to, oh, here's the currency, right?
Yeah.
I'm bearish. And look at the diluted compared to the circulating.
Well, oh my God, it's even worse.
5 to
even
3
worse.
5 to 300.
Oh my God. Okay, this makes sense.
Man, it's definitely not F.
It's kind of boring.
It's boring.
Yeah,
it's boring.
It's pretty damn boring.
Look,
all right.
I got the game on my phone and all, but is NFL Rivals really like an exhilarating experience? No.
It's not bad. It has downloads, but I don't see the token anywhere in the game, so
that's what I'm saying. No one even, if you play the game, you just have no idea.
All right, Nakamoto Games. This one also fucking killed it.
And then look at the time. It was just so weird. It did way less when gaming was running, but it crushed when gaming wasn't.
it just decided to run like G fell. I don't know what happened there.
And it's been
And
nothing
it's on
but
Polygon. Interesting.
Yeah, and it's just been nothing but downward since that like local top. But realistically speaking, the pump and like the community here is crazy. I don't even look, I'm gonna be real. I think the Naka ecosystem looks mediocre to poor, but it could 25x
200 people. They've seen that.
I'm just saying, if you go look at the products in the ecosystem,
they are pretty bad. I did a sponsored review of Naka like 2 years. No, it was a year ago, and I was like, damn, bro, this is tough. But the token performed well, so I don't know what to say about it.
Oh, the token has the potential. It has, and it's also that nakamoto. Like it's just got the, I don't know. It's like they're like buzzwords almost in itself. Like like Satoshi Nakamoto. Like it's like
Nakamoto. Yeah.
It's just got that vibe to it. The sideways big. I don't know. 25x for me. Genuinely.
Screw it.
And if you notice here, product quality doesn't equal X's, guys.
It does
like,
not.
It does not.
Are we going to slap it in the middle?
Honestly, above Altura, below Myria.
All right, let's slap it there. Okay. I'll skip that one. So playable
yeah, it's gonna
games.
be F. You already knew it.
Playable games.
All right, tough because it's already like
it already had a good run.
Yeah. So like tokens like this from the bottom, it was a 5 mil circulating or whatever the case was. I would have told you 100x, 500 mil, but now that's only a 25x. So like things that the cards have changed a bit when it comes to that. And the one problem with stuff like Bull, and I'm still holding my entry from the bottom. We crushed it. You crushed it on this one too. So I know we love what they're doing over there.
Bandits.
But the one problem I have with a Myria or Bull, the node owners are just going to be making so much money when this thing goes to the eventual highs that there will be that sell pressure consistently. That's going to kind of level out the potential of it. From here, 25x. That'd be my, because I predicted it could go. I predicted it could go 500 million at 5. So it's 22. That's 25x. I'm just going to keep true to my word here.
All right. That sounds good.
But I'd put it at the top of this list.
Yeah, I could see that. A lot of sell pressure from nodes. Playzap. You into hyper casuals? Is this a big narrative?
This is another one that did well that my chat was just throwing in every single day. It's kind of, it's been getting beat up recently. I'm not too big into it, but the market cap's so small. Like it's
hard to be bearish on something that's worth 10 million.
And this is the thing. I might not love playzap. Like big time playzap. I'm playing big time every time, but playzap has the metrics to pump like crazy. That's the thing.
Yeah, and cost per user on a hyper casual game, it's easy to get those numbers up.
Have you played anything in this ecosystem?
Hell no.
All right.
I
thought you were the way you said that, like, oh, they have their. I was like,
no,
wait.
no, I don't have anything on this project, but I'm just saying hyper casual games in general. It's very cheap to pump those numbers, so maybe they'll have something on Peak Bull. What are you gonna put it at?
10x below Moon Tropica.
Where's Moon Tropica? Come on, move it. Okay, so Polygon. Oh, why is Polygon here?
Boring.
Yeah. Ronin. They got rid of Ryan. That was the entire purpose of investing into Polygon for gaming.
No, like dead seriously, when he came on, I was like, I'm going in on Polygon. And then he left and I'm like, God, I gotta trim my bag.
I didn't know he went to Optimism. Optimism is bullish as hell now. I shouldn't have sold the airdrop. I should not have sold that.
Optimism's looking decent right now.
Yeah, that's nice.
Ronin, obviously it's running like crazy. Like look at its run since the bottom.
It's making a resurgence.
Yeah, rightfully so. They're a better chain right now than IMX or Beam.
I agree. At its current state.
Exactly. At its current state, it's the best gaming blockchain. There's the interview with their co-founder recently that said they're gonna finally open the doors to random games that just want to come up, right? So like that could be good. That could be a good thing when you see random games coming to build on the chain. So
okay, so where are we putting this one?
By diluted perspectives, this could 25x 50 billion easily.
Not diluted, just market cap.
You don't want diluted.
Screw the diluted. We need to have higher numbers here.
Yeah, but like there's just not many tokens that are genuinely gonna 100x at their current state.
That is true. That is true.
Because
there are
like
a lot of unlocks. There are
on this type of stuff, I predict based off diluted because most of these tokens do have VC money in them. And those VCs do take profits quite heavily.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't know, like, do we see this game again this cycle where valuations are just unlogical? Like Axie Infinity was worth 50 billion. Activision sold for 69 billion. Dude, there's no logic there, right?
I mean, liquidity wise, it makes sense, right? Stocks have a lot more liquidity than tokens do. So is it really 50 billion or is it probably actually just significantly less? I don't know. Too complicated to talk about here. Where are we putting Ron?
At 25x. Keep me in the 25x pool.
All right, let's go.
But I'd go, honestly, I'd go above Naka.
Boom. Slapping her right here. The Ronin Maxis love you for this one. Sandbox.
Boring or F? What do you think?
It's not my tier list. I don't know.
Oh, man. Boring.
Yeah, I'm around there. I think it's better than Decentraland. If there's a metaverse play that's gonna make it from the boring tiers, it's gonna be Sandbox for sure. Okay, Seedify.
Seedify. Absolutely love Seedify. At the peak bull, this one's gonna be preposterously overvalued, which is what we want. We want that because it's gonna run like crazy. Oh man. The people want the early rounds, and at the top of the market last cycle, they were just doing 100x, 500x, like no problem. So at this market cap, even at a 300, and I'm very close with the team. I'm very close with the team here, and I actually I'm kind of like a advisor for Seedify, so definitely want to disclose that before I say my prediction. But the CEO of Seedify firmly believes that they could be a top 50 crypto project, and I don't dispute that. Like as far as launch pads go, other competitors like DAO Maker, they don't have like the marketing that Seedify does.
Oh, they have very strong marketing.
Well, they do, but in a different sector. And I've honestly seen them cut people out of their community, like holders. I've seen it because like some of my guys in my community recently actually had it happen.
Interesting. Okay.
Seedify has amazing marketing, and I think that personally, this could hit a 50x.
That's a strong. I mean, top 50 project. That makes sense. Okay. All right.
I think it could 50x.
Above Dami?
Below Dami.
Ooh.
So that would
at 50x.
So that would put it would put the circulating at 10 billion. I don't actually see that as unlogical.
Yeah, I mean, if we start getting IDOs that start 50xing, 500xing, I see that happening like that. So makes sense. People just FOMO. Shrapnel.
It's a FOMO factor, and it's the staking. There's actually a big supply shock because it's mostly staked.
Yeah, because everybody just stakes to go ahead and do the IDOs. That makes sense.
Shrapnel, too much sell pressure after unlocks.
Oh, and it's happening soon too.
It is April. They're running out of time to have that big time run, which I've been waiting for. I really have. I've been in since like 12, 13 cents, and I wrote it up, took a little profit, but like currently it's getting too close to April now when the unlocks come through. And I don't know what, I'm going to be honest with you. Did the play test recently blow you away?
I'm playing it this Friday, so I have no opinion on it. I looked at the gameplay and it didn't blow me away. People had mixed opinions. I heard it was negative because they said
mostly negative.
It felt the same as 6 months ago or something like that.
Yeah. Mostly negative sentiment on it. But given the fact that it's got the first person shooter narrative, all that good stuff, the unlocks are a little like slow, but like Mr. D, the tokenomics are like a bad ICO from hell. I think you can't go more than for those reasons. You can't go more than 10x.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be boring. It's gonna be fun either way. But
yeah. I would honestly, I'm gonna put it below playzap.
All right, sounds good.
Honestly, put it below Axie.
Oh my god.
I
mean, after the unlocks are
the dilution is just gonna wreck this thing.
Right,
I'm telling you.
Right.
It's depressing, but
next one we got what Sidus with Sidus Heroes.
Sidus. They can make a huge comeback. I think a 25x is actually very possible here.
Okay, fair
Just
enough.
to keep it quick, and I would put it above Altura.
Where are you? All right, slap it up
More sentiment on the timeline for Sidus than
This is true.
Altura.
They've got the Alex Becker narrative too.
They do have that on their side.
All right, Sinverse. I saw this one spam the my comment section for God knows how long. Goddamn.
And
bots.
I don't like. I'm gonna be honest.
The bots piss me off.
When you send bots to my chat or my community, your community to my chat to spam your token, I'm sorry. You're not getting a
bearish.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to do that to try to get on people's radar. You should just be on people's radar.
Exactly.
So go back to the tiers real quick.
Okay.
Ah, man. By market cap perspective,
it's so low.
It could crush it, right? Like, but the game just isn't like
it randomly 10x too. I don't know what happened here, but yeah. It has done it.
Oh god.
It's on the Binance Smart Chain. What are you gonna say?
Oh Lord. This is so tough. Because like the market cap screams, oh, this could 50x. But do I think it's a 50x?
Could you imagine?
I
upload a tier list and have it up here. Oh no.
It wouldn't be boring because they send bots to our chats.
Yeah, but I don't want the bots.
No, I don't either. But it's definitely funny to read. Let's skip it. We'll come back to it. Do SLP F.
SLP.
We can hit a couple.
All right,
super
Splinter
easy.
Lens.
F.
Okay.
F.
You don't like the land staking on this thing?
No, I'm not. I like the team. I like the game. I think that I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it.
Not digging it. All right.
Not liking it too much. Atlas. We talking Polis or Atlas?
I think this is Polis. No, is it? Let's see. This is Polis. Yeah, this is a dark one.
Good. I like Polis a lot. I just think that Star Atlas has some work to do to get the narrative back in their court. So 10x up. I would do 10x to be honest. Like I said, people can call me conservative. Put it above axie.
All right.
And people can call me conservative, but I want to preach this real quick to your chat box here.
Do it.
I really would implore you guys to not be overly bullish on your predictions, and here's why. Becker's thrown a great tweet about this in the past, and I agree with it 100%. The reason why people get wrecked in crypto is they're waiting for 50. They're waiting for 100x. But you need to be taking profits at 5, 10, 20. You need to scale profits out accordingly. Yeah. Like, I'm just going to tell you the realest advice that people can. And like, I'm aiming for a lot of 10x's because I know where my portfolio is. If I hit 10x after 10x after 10x, I'm good. I don't need the 100x. And if I hit 100x, phenomenal. Because I just take I'll take initials out after it does a couple. And then it does a couple more X's. I'll take some out. Does a couple. Like, it's just a scaling thing, right? So I might have a lot of 10, 25x predictions. But those are safe levels for me that if I hit that, I'm more than content to take profit. So
that's why he's the expert. All right, GMT. Step in. It's at a really high market cap.
Yeah, it's still way overvalued in my opinion. I know they have like users and stuff like that, but man, I just don't see it.
And they also have a competitor now. What is it? Sweat Economy?
Yeah, Sweat. I actually use Sweat and I use Amino, which is like 2 fitness products.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, GMT, it's either boring because it's played out or it's an F for me. What do you think? Help me out here.
I'll leave it at a boring.
Yeah, boring.
Right,
boring.
This one is at F though, for sure. Gem is F in the chat.
Yeah. Great mobile game.
It's debatably the best mobile crypto game that's out right now.
So as they say on streams,
just so bad. It's a rug.
F's in the chat. F's in the chat because
I'm so mad.
Gosh.
Oh, and it came out in 2022 too. Fuck.
It launched. Before the token launched at the top of the market
before its time. Okay.
Ultra.
Stash likes this token. I don't have an opinion on it, but Stash likes this token.
Ultra personally, it doesn't move hard enough for me to justify anything more than 10. I love Ultra. Big fan of the product. I would put it below Magic.
Everybody's putting F.
That's good. Actually, put it above playzap and below moon tropica.
Okay, that sounds good.
And another thing I have to say is I'm not rating projects on quality, because this list would look a lot different.
That doesn't matter. No, we'd have a different tier list for this.
Yeah.
Okay. Vulcan Forged.
Vulcan Forged, love it. At the market cap, it's just not got like 100x potential, just realistically. You just look at the market cap and it's going to be hard for it to do anything more than, I mean, honestly,
it ain't that bad.
It's like, it's going to have a huge run, and they're improving their ecosystem. A lot of people say their games look bad, but the core games that they started with were bad. They're coming out with a lot better games now.
Yeah.
When I'm looking at it, I mean, problem is a 25x here would be like undiluted, pretty freaking high. I'm gonna go 10x as well.
Okay.
10x. I'm gonna put it above Magic.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so we've got Wagmi Games.
Wagmi could legit 25.50. It's got the narrative of a meme coin. It's got
randomly goes up 32% on a day.
Like, and people, this is just, I thought it would happen during the Pepe run a little bit, but people are gonna find a token called Wagmi and see a game and like ape into this thing. Like
is that the mindset?
I personally think it could be just the crypto bro narrative. And there's no VC money here. Bullish. 30 million market cap. Like 25x at least, in my opinion. 25x.
I respect it.
That would put it still less than $1 billion market cap.
I would have put it at a fucking 50x.
See there,
IMX and what it's gonna do?
Put it at the bottom of 50x. There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Bias is showing. The Wax ecosystem. What do we think about the Ponzi schemes on Wax? And
it's either an F, boring, or fake. F for fake.
I'm so pissed off because I like the concept with the little engines and the CPU components. Too complicated for normies, but it's so interesting that I hate putting it at F. What did you put it at? I'm
saying F or boring.
F or boring? I think this might be an F.
I think so too, man. I really do. It's unfortunate, but
it's sad because they had a chance. They had a chance. Megaweapon. Last but not least.
Actually fun. Have you played this?
I've played a lot, and I'm not even sponsored. Like, I just had fun playing the game.
No. I only work with a couple projects on this list, and I only rated one of them really, really highly, just because I'm honest. I'll tell them exactly what I think.
I mean, you should have a bias with things you work with because you're bullish on them, but yeah.
But I don't work with them unless I'm bullish on them. There you go.
Exactly, right? Like,
Megaweapon. So market cap's so small. This could 50x.
Okay, I could see it.
50x, I could see it. Honestly, above Wagmi, below Seedify.
All right, and the last one is that Sinverse one. I guess this will put. Where's Beam? There you go.
Sinverse. Oh, the spam in my comments. Okay.
Maybe you'll get less spam. Who knows?
Realistically speaking, this thing could freaking pump. Right? Like,
it's a $5 million market cap. It doesn't make sense, but it has it. And it technically has a product. I've seen it. I haven't played it or downloaded it for obvious reasons.
Crap, man. I hate to have to do this. Put it in, I mean, a 10x seems low here.
I'm stressing for you right now.
Doesn't a 10x seem low?
I don't know if that seems low. Maybe they had that pump because a bunch of scam influencers were promoting them or something.
I bet you that's exactly bottom of 10x.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. And that's going to be the list. We're going to slap that on Twitter. Very spicy. They're going to be like, how dare you not put my favorite token at a 300x tomorrow?
Yes. Hustle, you are too conservative.
How dare you, Hustle?
Hey, I'm giving realistic targets that if they hit those, I'm taking profits.
I'm a little bit more of a moon boy, but I'm always like very transparent about the fact that I'm taking profit along the way. It's like maybe my last 5% of this bag might be sold at the 100x mark if it hits there, but I will have sold 95% of my bag by that.
100%. And I think that's more of the messaging on my tier list is like, if it gets there, I'm taking profits heavy, and I'm those valuations, I'm probably out of the market.
Yeah, no, exactly. And for the people that are like, oh, but you didn't put my token, it's like there are 200 tokens in the market or more that are going to be releasing, and this is why he's so conservative, because there's too many damn tokens that are coming out.
Once again, there you go. There are way too many tokens out there to like. Not everything's gonna 100x.
It is what it is. It is
what it
it
is.
was a pleasure. I think you have a show that you're going to. We're gonna make this a monthly thing. I'll force you to do it.
Oh, I'm in.
Maybe I'll be on your stream next time. We'll see.
Yeah, we definitely need to have you come through mine and kind of.
I gotta go
share.
roast games and do my ratings. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, down to come on anytime and collaborate. It was a good time.
Let's do it, boys. Till the next time, I'll see you guys later. Stay classy. And that's all.
Like, subscribe.
Oh, yeah, you have to like and subscribe right now. 140 people, I don't care, right now. No, I'm joking. All right, see ya.